Do you just
Meeting
deal?
is being recorded.
Do you just deal with disability, or do you deal with people searching for Medicare plans, or just Social
No,
Security?
no, no, no. I have enough on my plate with Social Security. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, um, uh, no, I unfortunately I can't help you there.
No, that's okay. I'm fine with that. I just wondered what your services entailed besides the disability part.
No, that's basically what I do. Strictly Social Security is basically
Hmm.
all that I do.
And
I don't know.
where are you located, Cliff?
I'm in Southfield, the
Southfield.
town center.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you folks from? Where
Radford.
do you live?
I'm in Dearborn.
Where? Dearborn. Everybody?
Radford.
Dearborn?
Nope, Carlton.
Detroit.
Plymouth,
Okay.
Michigan.
Okay.
We're kind
Somebody
of
just
spread
got
around.
one.
We're all over.
Yeah,
Did
I
I
didn't.
lose
I
you?
never sought disability when I've had fibro for about 23 years.
Okay.
I kept working throughout
A
the
lot of
whole
you're like a
time.
lot of people. Yeah, you're
And
like a lot of people.
I worked
Um,
at a school part-time while our kids were growing up. And I just
okay.
kept working. I worked 24 years at that, in the school
Uh-huh.
system. And
Right, right.
it's like, and then I took care of my parents who were lived in the area, and I took care of my mom until she passed, and then I took care of my dad. And
Okay.
so, yeah, and as of right now, I'm 70, so it's like too late for, you know, I'm getting Social Security, which,
Gotcha.
yeah. So I really never took advantage of, never had
Mhm.
to apply for it or whatnot. I was considered myself lucky that I didn't, but I give you, it must be hard to deal with people's rejections and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Especially with fibro, like you said, not that that's really hard to get it with fibro.
Yeah.
It is a painful condition and it does debilitate you. And it's too bad they don't
Oh,
really,
there's no question. Absolutely. There's no question. No question.
yeah.
Um, I don't know why I can't get the video, but I see you. I see Cindy. I see Cheryl. I see
Hmm.
Kathy, and I see
Mhm.
yeah. There's another person on here. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
identify.
we've got Janet back. Janet
Yeah.
and Bob. I think I had to text her to tell her we were in this room. Maybe she went into the
Yeah.
Zoom number 3 by mistake.
I'm here, but my picture's not showing. I had 20 plus years in medical records, and then I took care of my parents with a very serious car accident. And then I took care of my mother-in-law with legal blindness with macular degeneration. And when we were in our 30s, they said it looks like you got fibromyalgia. So I've gotten a hip replaced, and I've had a lot of problems going through everything. But now I'm on Social Security at 63, so I guess I'm off of anything. I was questioning whether I'd have to work another year just to get Social Security because of the switch of quitting in 2006 to take care of my parents. So that's kind of where we're at. So
Ah, ah, ah.
I have a breadwinner husband at 63 that can't wait to retire, and he's been a good solid rock for all the income and paying for all the insurance. And I'm like, when you're a hard worker, it seems like, I don't know, I didn't get attendant care for the years that I was with my parents before they passed on, and they were very serious times to take care of them. But I was glad that both of them were covered, and the insurance company ruled that they could not live at home because it was a serious car accident. So interesting, huh?
Oh. Mm.
I had a couple questions for you, Cliff. I asked you all these
Oh, I'm
questions.
ready for you. I knew you were saving that one. Huh? You're saving them, huh?
Right. I wrote a bunch of questions, but I'm only going to ask maybe a couple just for now.
Go ahead.
All right, so the first question is, I probably asked you this before, but you can rephrase this or repeat it again. But what do the rules state when it comes to inheriting property, receiving money, etc., especially if somebody's on SSD and SSI? I know with SSI there might be a problem.
Oh, okay. Inheriting property can really be a mess if you're on SSI. SSD doesn't affect it at all. SSI, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, I have a case right now where I have a fella who's been approved medically, but his father, who is alive, owns a home, and on the deed prepared by an attorney, the home reverts to my client upon the death of his father. The question is there any value that is liquid, which I think there is not, and we're fighting with Social Security. They're saying there's value there, and there isn't, because if there is value, then it's going to disqualify him from receiving SSI. So it has not been ruled upon yet. They're still trying to decide what they're going to do, but no one's going to be able to buy anything from him. I mean, the father's still alive, and I think it violates the rule against perpetuities, if I remember right. I think it does. I have a new lawyer sitting right here, and I saw that big smile going across her face when I said the rule against perpetuities. Absolutely no one ever understood it in law school. No one. But that might be an issue there. I've got to think about that. So we're trying to clearly show that. Look, now what's interesting, if the father puts his son on the deed now as a joint owner and he lives in the house, that's okay. That works. He gets his SSI. He's living in the house. He's a partial owner, but he doesn't want to live with his father. So what am I supposed to do here?
Jeez, wow.
My other
Does
question,
that answer your question, Cindy?
yes, and then my other question is, let me see. Let me go back to this one. Well, I already asked you this one before, but I'll ask this to the group anyway. They might be interested in this question. If a parent passes away, for example, can his or her adult child be put on, well, you already mentioned this, put on the title of the
Well, let me go over the requirements. Okay. It must be established that the onset of disability of the child was prior to age 22.
Okay.
Right, and they are not married. They have to remain single, not married, onset prior to age 22. Does that help?
I think so, but how about if the child got the disability like older in years, like in their 30s or 40s, for example?
No, you can't get it. You have to establish the onset prior to age 22 for the disabled adult child benefit to apply.
Okay, and then say for example, if the adult child is in their 40s and they live in the same house and they get SSD and SSI, will their benefits be affected if they live somewhere else, for example, such as a nursing home or a relative's house and stuff like that?
Well, here's the deal. And you're talking about in-kind support and maintenance. Okay, so the maximum benefit for 2024 is $943 a month. Okay, $943 a month.
Okay.
You're approved for SSI, and you're living in the same household with a relative. It doesn't have to be a parent. It could be an uncle, an aunt, whatever, even a friend. Unless you show that you have an agreement to pay your proportionate share of room and board, room now, no longer food, just shelter. They're going to deduct 1/3 from that 943 because you're getting it free. You're not paying for it. Now, how do you get around that? Well, there are stipulated agreements that can be signed by whoever is providing the shelter along with the claimant, agreeing to a stipend of whatever per month once the once the SSI is approved. You can do that, but you have to have it in place prior to the approval for the benefit. In other words, a lot of folks, they lose their jobs, or they don't work at all, and they're homeless, and they have a relative, a friend, and they start sleeping on the couch or whatever, and they're approved for SSI. Well, unless you have some kind of an agreement whereby the SSI recipient has agreed to reimburse the person who is responsible for the rent or who owns the home to pay his proportionate share, they're going to reduce the $943 a month by 1/3 down to $628. Again, to avoid that, there's an agreement they can enter into, agreeing to pay the proportionate share of the rent. It's a little complicated. You've got to be very careful how you do it, but actually, you need an attorney to go over it, to be honest with you. Social Security screws it up each and every time. And what I try to do with my SSI people is to, if they're getting free room and board, or right now free room, I try to have an agreement in place and on file with Social Security before there's an adjudication on the disability, agreeing to pay the proportionate share of rent while the claimant was living with the person who's responsible for paying the rent. And that will be recognized. That will be recognized. And a full 943 will be restored. Now, does the person have to collect the rent? As long as you have an agreement. That's all they're going to be looking for. You don't have to collect it. Just have an agreement. The agreement is in place. Full SSI benefit is paid.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anything else I can answer for you, Cindy? I'm 2 for 2. There you go.
I want to make sure everybody else gets a chance to, unless I don't know, Cheryl wanted to ask a question, or Dorothy, or Janet.
Dorothy, you're so quiet.
Right?
Well, I'm just listening because it's too late for me. Like Cheryl, I didn't try to apply for Social Security at the time when I was diagnosed over 30 years ago. Well, I wasn't even diagnosed that soon. I couldn't even get a doctor to say, that it was fibromyalgia or.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
Absolutely.
I just kind of plowed through and did the best I can. I ended up retiring at 57 because I just couldn't do it anymore.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
No, I know what you mean. I fully understand. I do. I really do. Anybody else? Any other questions I can answer?
I recently put in my review because, like you said, if you're under the age of 55, you have to get the review.
Yes.
So I guess I filled out the paperwork online instead of mailing in the paper. But they're not going to ask me like send me more papers like for proof, right?
They could, Cindy. They could.
Oh.
Yes, they could. Yes. Usually, if it's just they're not expecting a change, it'll be a 1 or 2 page document that you're going to complete,
Right.
and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
However, how you respond on that 2-page document can trigger in the mail a week or 2 later a 10-page document wanting more specifics on where you're being treated, what your medications are, this, that, and the other thing. Then you better give me a call because they're looking to cut you off.
Right. It was only a 2-page paper anyway. So, and I filled out the best I could, and they asked me.
Yes, you're fine. You should be fine. But if you do get a 10-pager, let me know.
Okay.
Let me know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one other question.
Sure.
How many hours, say, for example, if a person goes back to work and they're getting Social Security, disability, and SSI,
Okay.
how many hours can they work a week?
Okay. I can't answer that simply. Let me just first talk. SSI is separate from SSD. Okay. If you go to work and you're receiving exclusively SSI, okay, you have to report your income. And what they do is they deduct the first $85 from the gross income. That's the gross income, not the net income, the gross income. Half of the balance is then deducted from the monthly SSI benefit for the following month. You follow me? Let me give you an example. Let's suppose you're getting the full benefit currently of $943 a month. Okay, put that down. And let's say you are earning $1,000 for the month of November. So you take the $1,085. Let's make it real simple. $1,085. You deduct the first $85, $20 for any reason, $60 for wages. That leaves $1,000, right? Half of that $1,000 is deducted from your $943. So for that month, you take $5 off of it. The benefit will be $443 for that month, for the following month. Okay? You deduct the first $85, half of the balance is deducted from the SSI benefit. Now let's switch to SSD. If you earn more than, for this year, 2024, if you earn more than $1,550 a month, you are over the SGA levels, substantial gainful activity, and that can trigger a termination of benefits. Now, the one salvation is if it's only SSD, you can have what is called a trial work period. A trial work period gives you an opportunity to test your ability to return to work. And it can last for 9 months, and there's no limit as to how much money you can make. You can make $1 million. It's not going to affect your ongoing benefits. However, if you continue to make over the maximum for the month of trial work, and trial work for 2024 is $11.10 a month, for 9 months, at the end of the 9 months, you're going to get a notification that your benefits are going to be terminated. They'll pay you 3 additional months, and then your benefits end as long as you're continuing to work. However, it gets better. See, that's why they pay me the big bucks. However, if you again become disabled within 3 years from the date they cut you off for the trial work period, all it takes is a phone call to Social Security. I am back off for the same disease or condition, and your benefits are automatically reinstated. Nobody knows about that, and a lot of times I can't help folks because they tell me after the fact, never before the fact. So if you're going to start working and still receive whatever your benefit may be, SSI or SSD, it is wise to talk to an attorney who is knowledgeable, who can give you guidance on what you can and cannot do without it affecting your benefits. Okay? Okay, good. Kathy?
No question. Oh, I'm just listening and thinking and,
Okay. I'll let you.
I think we lost Cheryl, though. I think she left the room.
Well, she posted that she got cut off somehow.
Oh, no.
So,
Never call.
yeah.
Never call.
Yeah.
Never call.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cliff, I'm more in need of an elder attorney, elder, issues or attorney now. I just have one daughter, but I still want to make sure things are set up properly. My dad, I was an only two, and my dad did a wonderful thing before his Alzheimer's really kicked in and took care of all the details. Saw a lawyer that guided him and us through everything, so we had no bumps.
Wow.
It was
Great.
It was, I know, yeah, it worked out good. So I want to make sure, that
I
we
wish more
do
people
everything
were like
right
me.
too.
Sure. Believe me. I
Hmm.
would like to see that more often. I guess, yeah, sometimes it's a situation you can't do much about it. That happens a lot too. It's
Yeah.
after the fact, and there's nothing
Yep.
that can be done. It's too late.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So be prepared.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be prepared. That is just like the Boy
And then-
Scouts.
Yeah. I was a Boy Scout. I was in co-ed Boy Scouts when I was in high school. Yeah.
Oh, Cheryl texted me. She said,
Yeah.
we have no internet, so she's
No
on.
internet. Yeah.
She said,
All
say
right.
bye to
Oh.
everybody for her.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's
Well, whenever it rains here or Mother Nature sneezes where I am, we get burps with our internet.
Yeah.
I'm out in the boonies, sort of. Not really, but sort of. Everybody thinks Carlton is in a cow pasture, but it really isn't.
I think
I'm a
Cheryl,
mile south of Flat Rock.
right.
Okay.
I think there was a question Cheryl wanted to ask Cliff before.
Yes.
I think she said something about, have you got a lot of calls since the election ended? She didn't want to go into politics and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, I bet.
I, I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I don't know what they're capable of doing. They've talked, double talked to me. They haven't really indicated what they plan to do, but so far, I don't know. I don't know whether it's the lull before the storm or whether everything's going to be okay. I don't know. I really don't know. In 2016, nothing really changed. Everything pretty much stayed the same. I'm hoping it's just nothing but lip service right now, about changing Social Security. I just can't believe that they're going to do anything major. I think it's a lot of hot air, but who knows? There's no way of predicting. Just no way. It can come from left field. And you just got to be vigilant. That's all. You got to watch. Sometimes there's subtle things that are passed you're not even aware of until after the fact, and there you are. And you're confronted with an issue that there's not much you can do about. So, yeah. I'm concerned, very concerned.
Yeah.
I just hope that nobody gets their Social Security benefits cut or like their SSI or anything like that, or their Medicaid.
I doubt that that's gonna happen. I really doubt that. I just don't think it's gonna happen. But I'm from my lips to God's ears. That's about the only way.
I was just thinking that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that kind of a cut would be so devastating to such a great number of
many people
in our country, and I mean, already the states are setting up some legislatures. I've been reading there's about 7 states that have already put in place some legislature to I don't know, to try to kind of block certain things. I haven't looked into the details, but it's very interesting to know the states. I mean, they're trying to cut the states off anyway. They're trying to make the states float on their own. So I guess that makes sense. So
No.
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, you saw what happened. That's why SSI was created. They put the states on their own. Look what happened.
I know.
They were
I
taking
know.
money that was supposed to be for the poor and disabled, and they were using it for parks and recreation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was going on.
Yeah.
Very,
So.
and it could happen
Yeah.
again. It could happen.
I just hard to believe, but we need watchdogs watching the watchdogs, right?
Right.
I hate to interrupt the room, but I think we're going to get kicked off in less than a minute.
Off again. Okay. All
We're
right.
going to meet him.
Well, thank you, Cliff.
Yes,
Very much.
Thank you, folks. A pleasure meeting all of you.
Thank you.
And if I can be of any help to any of you or any of your friends, certainly give me a call anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's great.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Take care now.
Okay.
You too.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Take care. Thanks. Oh.
Are we
Oh.
meeting in Zoom number 3 or we're just wrapping up now?